In a world of seemingly endless podcasts comes what many would call another one. Welcome to the Two M.E.N podcast with your hosts Tim Matson and Phil Powell. Now please join these two confirmed men, that's two moderately entertaining nerds, as they take you on another podcast adventure that's guaranteed to be funny. Or not. This week the two men discuss time travel.
Welcome to another episode of the Two M.E.N podcast.
Hooray!
Featuring two of your favorite nerds, Tim Matson.
And Phil Powell.
It's good to be here.
In a casual manner. Yes, it is.
That is very casual. You're very laid back today,
Well,
Phil.
I'm trying to emulate you because of what you said about the whole friends thing and being, like, approachable.
That's a great idea, yeah. But there's a borderline between approachable and, like, comatose.
Creepy? All right.
Creepy?
All right. This week, we're going to talk about what?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
Time travel.
We did agree on time travel?
We did.
Okay.
And we have extensively prepared.
I have many notes. In fact, you can...
Oh,
Did you hear my wrestling notes?
Just FYI, everyone, Tim just touched his boobs.
I did touch my... It's because I didn't have any papers nearby.
I mean, would you consider that you have boobs?
Moderate ones. I mean, they're...
You're not going to enter them in a contest.
I would not. They're not prize winning, no. They're not prize winning.
Maybe at 4-H. Oh, that's inappropriate, everyone. Don't listen to that.
I feel dirty.
I witnessed it. All right, time travel.
Time travel.
Let's get on it.
Let's get into it.
Did you ever want to travel in time?
Who doesn't want to travel in time? Everybody our age loved Back to the Future.
Right.
And so I think that's like in everybody's adolescent fantasies, time traveling, being able to travel back in time and fix things in your own life or correct wrongs or whatnot.
I think if you could travel in time, you would constantly not live in the present because you would always be revisiting your past. Always.
Oh, I don't know. I said the past as an example, but to be honest, I wouldn't travel to my past at all. I would travel to the future in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I could see how that would be more attractive. But even, okay, you get to the future.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're in the future, and you're walking down the street, and you...
No, it wouldn't be walking. I would be hovering on my hoverboard.
That's right, of
down
course
the
you would.
street.
You would be flying, and people would be worshiping you. You try to go far enough in the future. I think now we're veering into multiple dimensions.
Is this multiple timeline theory?
That's right. You're going
Okay.
to go so far in the future where you're worshipped as a god. So you're traveling down the sidewalk with people praising you.
Okay.
The thing is, you stumble. Okay? You stumble.
Okay.
So you'd be like, everyone, excuse me for a moment, and you get in whatever your time machine is, and you'd go back and you'd do it again.
Fix that stumble.
Right, exactly. So that's
See,
what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't trust myself not to screw it up. I think if I was to go back in time and fix anything, I have a feeling it would just pretty much destroy the world.
What would you fix?
I don't know. I mean, there's really not much. Well, that's a lie. There's all kinds of things that really needs fixing in my past. There's a lot of dumb things I've said, dumb things I've done. Most of the time travel would be me going back in time to, like, smack myself in the back of the head.
Yeah.
That would fix most things.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
You don't think there's anything wrong with changing the past?
No, because I figure it'll all iron out. So I'm going to talk to you about Doctor Who.
Okay.
In his infinite spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
The TARDIS.
Yeah. Why would he not be a hoarder?
Because I don't know that he's not, because anytime they need any kind of costume to fit in, he's got it already. Yeah. He's got an extensive wardrobe.
Why doesn't he have infinite pets and cats and dogs and everything? I would just think that if you could keep everything ever and had infinite space for it, you would. You just would. And you take the whole universe inside your house.
That depends on your personality type. Some people are hoarders and some aren't.
We're not making judgments.
No. Someone with boxes and boxes of comic books really can't judge anybody.
No. That you read constantly. So, time travel, the grandfather paradox. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's a paradox?
Wow, we're getting deep now. What, the one where if you go back in time and kill your grandfather, then you wouldn't have existed to go back in time and kill your grandfather.
Right, exactly. That is the grandfather paradox, time travel.
I don't think that is a problem at all. I think you just split the timeline. I think it just creates a secondary divergent timeline. Here's the thing. I don't think you could ever, if time travel existed, I don't think you can ever alter your own timeline. If you went back in time, changed something, like let's say you went back in time and killed your grandfather and came back to your present day,
right,
you would find out that your grandfather lived the exact same length that he did when you left.
So you're going with the multiple timeline scenario.
Given time travel existing,
right.
I think it's entirely possible you could change a timeline, just not your own.
So if you could talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you say? Tell me how this discussion would go, past self, future self. Yourself of today.
Man. See, now,
and let's
this is supposed to be a fun and funny podcast here. Now we're getting deep. I honestly, there's really no event that I think that I would change, but I would love to be able to go back and talk to myself in 6th grade, 7th grade, and say, no matter what happens in the next 5 years, everything's going to be fine. Don't worry so much about what other people think about you, or how you think you need to be, or what kind of person you think you ought to be to fit in. Just be yourself, and don't worry about it, because in the end, it's all going to be fine.
So what was traumatic for you?
What was traumatic? I mean, just the normal stuff that any kid goes through. I think high school is a terrible time for all kids. It doesn't matter whether you're the popular kid, or you're the dumb kid, or you're the nerdy kid, or you're the sports kid. You're always worrying about your peers and what they think of you, and where you fit in the hierarchy of kiddom. And you spend so much time worrying about that you forget to just enjoy being a kid in that time period.
Right.
I think. I mean, that was kind of my experience. Is I had some really great friends in high school, and then we kind of had a falling out, and there were dumb problems we had with each other. And to this day, I'm not entirely sure why it was like that.
Why somebody to this day, are there people that will not talk to you and you will not talk to them because of a high school disagreement?
No. There's nobody in high school that I feel harbors enough ill will to me that they won't talk to me. No.
You're nobody's super nemesis?
No, I don't think I'm anybody's super nemesis. And I don't think there's anybody in high school I wouldn't talk to. There's one guy that I don't even remember his name that I would probably love to punch in the face, but I would end up talking to him,
See,
I'm
my
sure.
high school nemesis, I'm actually friends with him on Facebook. And I'm not friends with him in real life. I never really liked the guy.
Yeah.
But I almost took it as a point of pride. It's like, I'm not going to purposefully not be friends with you because I view that as a form of control.
Well, and really, I mean, high school, you were children.
Yeah.
I mean, if you carry grudges from when you were children, I mean, that's being a small person. I mean, everybody was still trying to figure out who they were. Nobody was in great control of themselves. Everybody made poor decisions.
Right. And
bowed to peer pressure at various points in their lives. And so if you're carrying around baggage from high school, man, you need to let that stuff go.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's only to your detriment.
Yeah, that's probably true. It's weird. Everybody changes, but at the same time, you look at some of your high school friends, and sometimes those wounds are deep, baby. They cut.
Yeah.
Even so, to this day, sometimes they're problematic.
Yeah.
But That has nothing to do with time travel. Time travel.
Time travel. So what about you? What would you go back and fix? Where would you go back to?
I would go back, if I could have a conversation, I would say, man, there's the obvious stuff that would be like, should you go to school or should you do this? But let's think of a benign circumstance. I would like to go back in time, and I would like to tell my 8-year-old self that the fact that I didn't get to sit at the cool table was going to be okay. And like you, it's more about reassurance. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to go back in time and loan myself money. I would love to go back in time. I would like to go back.
Money can't buy happiness, but it sure makes poverty feel better.
I tell you what, if I had gone back in time, I'd love to walk up to myself, my 8-year-old or 10-year-old self, while I was looking at the comic book rack and say, here's $10, buy whatever you want. That would have been like, oh my.
That would have been heaven.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
But to me, that's a relatively small amount of money. It's not insignificant. But anyway, good grief, if I'd given myself 50 cents, that would have been
cool.
But yeah, I'd like to go back, and that would have a dramatic impact on my life, to go back in time and give myself money. And I would charge myself very modest interest.
That's responsible, yeah.
Yeah, just 1%. 1% annually. What do you think of all the different time travel premises on television show? So what's the most possible to you?
I don't know, man.
This Star Trek thing where you go around the sun.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's that one. There's Doctor Who's magic box.
Yeah, the TARDIS.
Yeah.
What does TARDIS stand for? Do you know?
How
nerdy are you?
Angry, dwarven, Irish salesman?
You can't even spell it right.
Isn't that right? Didn't I say it?
Time and relative dimensions in space.
Oh, I left the R out.
You did. You left the R.
Okay.
Although, good college try there.
Angry,
If
raging.
you had a time machine, you could go back and save that joke.
See, exactly. No, what wouldn't you want to change? You constantly be wanting to go back in time. It's like, oh, I messed that joke up. Oh, let me get my time machine.
I would be the funniest person on the face of this earth right at this moment.
That's right, exactly.
With a time machine. Because do you know what the secret to comedy is?
No, but
timing.
Oh, you waited until I was getting ready to speak.
Exactly. That's the joke, see, is the timing is...
I don't think that played well. Let's do it again.
I don't think it really... See, now if I had a time machine, I could go back and let you know that I was playing a bit and that you needed to play along.
Right, exactly. But you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You could be...
That's a real shame.
Yeah. So now, how would you feel if you went into the future and there was nothing there?
Literally nothing there? You just
go, it's like planets gone. Would you tell anybody? That would be the first question that I would have. Okay, so
would you come back and tell people?
Yeah. So, okay, you go, 10,000 years in the future, Earth's gone, or at least humanity's gone, and it's like, that's a bummer.
Well, it depends. Do I know why?
No, because I don't think you would.
I don't think you would either. That's the thing.
Because forgive me,
if
Tim.
you hopped forward, I mean, obviously there are some clues, like...
I mean, you might have something, but I don't think either one of us are smart enough to know.
No,
First
that's
off,
clear.
Oh, this is uncomfortable. I'm getting in my time machine and leaving. It's too bad that humanity's gone. But the question, so would you tell anybody, or would you just keep it to yourself?
If I thought it would do any good, I would tell people. But I suspect that I would be taken for a crackpot.
And I think that if you were going to go back and right every wrong...
You'd be busy.
You'd be busy. I don't think there would be an end to it.
Let's say we went back and stopped Lee Harvey Oswald from assassinating JFK.
Yeah.
That means that Johnson was never president. Yes. And Johnson was a big force in signing some of the civil rights legislation into existence.
Right.
Does JFK do that, or does he not? So let's say that we prevented LBJ from ever being president. Does that set back the course of civil rights?
Yeah. Here's the weird thing about us. I think we are...
One of the weird things.
Yes, one of the weird things. In addition to touching our microphones and our...
Man boobs.
Man boobs, yeah. Is I think that we are so afraid of change. Because think about it. If you held a vote right now and said, we can go back in time, we're going to try and kill Hitler. Think about all the repercussions of that, and think about how many people that are alive
The domino effect from that.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think people would risk it. You know what? They're so selfish that if I went back in time and I said, it's possible that none of you exist, this is going to be a greater good for whoever lives, but it might not be you.
If there was no World War II, there probably wouldn't have been a baby boom.
Right.
So there's a large number of people that would not have existed.
So I never understood the baby boom. What's the theory behind the baby boom?
Men came back, people were glad to see them, so everybody started banging like crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. That
It's the same thing.
Did they not bang?
No, I mean, they're off fighting a World War II. They don't have time to bang. I mean,
they're
busy.
I think they would make time.
Well, sure, yeah. But they...
So I just don't understand the concept.
The thing is, their opportunity for some hot action is very limited during a war.
That's true. I'll give you that.
I'm not saying it's not out there. You couldn't go on leave and maybe, get with French resistance hottie and
That's right.
Get
That's
down.
always kind of been one of the fantasies.
That's pretty hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But then let's say you come home and now there's all these young women who are welcoming you home. And hey, man,
I get that. Yeah.
And you're a hero. I mean, the guys coming back from World War II,
and they don't know that
they were seen as heroes.
They don't know you were a cook. They don't know.
Well, in some instances, like the Battle of the Bulge, it didn't matter what your job was. They fought. Yeah. They had cooks and secretaries and everybody out there with guns during the Battle of the Bulge.
Since when did you become a history expert on the Bulge?
I've played Civilization.
Okay. I'm just trying to make it clear. All right.
In which I played as Gandhi, the most militaristic bastard in the game.
You played Gandhi in Civilization?
Gandhi's a beast.
All right. I've never played Civilization.
Really?
No. I've seen it.
That seems like a game that would be right up your alley. You really should play it. It's so much fun.
Well, the idea of being God appeals to me.
Yeah.
So if time travel, getting us back on track.
What about the future? How far out would you like to go?
I would be afraid to go more than 1,000 years in the future, because you talk about looking stupid.
Yeah, I'm afraid I would look like a caveman to someone 1,000 years from now.
You're going to look pretty out of place no matter what you do.
I think so.
All right, so here's our new business model.
We had an old one?
That's right.
This is news.
We're going to start hostel for time travelers when they go to any specific year that they can...
So an Airbnb for time travelers.
Right, that they can hop in, and we're going to give you the lowdown on what's happened since you've been, we're going to catch you up.
It's a pretty good service.
That's right, and time travelers are rich, so you can charge whatever you want.
So let's just go ahead and announce that now. Time travelers out there, we are hosting this service. So if you're traveling to our time period, knock on Phil's door right now. I don't think... Oh, my God, someone's here.
Yes, that wasn't me knocking.
Not at all.
No, but I think it's not a bad idea to send messages to time travelers.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Through podcasts. So...
Because this will be around forever.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
This is indefinite.
As will the internet. As we've witnessed this week, as will AOL and Yahoo.
How about that? AOL being relevant again, or at least being in the news.
It was bought. It was given away. It was acquired by a phone company. Do you remember when AOL was more valuable than... It used to be AOL Time Warner.
Yeah, I know.
It was like one of the biggest stock deals in history, as I recall.
Yeah.
And,
it used to be an internet giant.
Yes.
It used to be the internet as far as everyone was concerned.
Right.
Everybody used AOL. Did you ever you had an AOL screen name?
Oh, of course.
I'm assuming? Yeah. Me too.
Did you do anything before AOL?
No. AOL was my introduction to the internet.
Okay. So you were never on like a bulletin board?
No.
Okay.
I never did bulletin boards. I never did... What was the thing that came before AOL was like that...
CompuServe.
Yeah, CompuServe. Yeah, and they had that internet in a box kit that you could get. where you would get
Internet in a box.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
yeah.
Like a sketch.
I used to see those at CompUSA. Boy, there is something you haven't heard in a while. CompUSA.
Yeah.
I wonder if Verizon's going to buy them too.
Are they still around?
No.
I was gonna say. I tell you what, you talk about an attractive woman in a bikini, rated on my excitement scale about with going to CompUSA and looking around. those were equally exciting things. So time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a problem with how it's measured?
Increasingly so as I get older. Yes. I have a real problem with time being measured as it is as I approach 50.
I have already crossed that threshold, so
yeah.
I'll tell you.
What's it look like from the other side?
It's fine.
Okay.
What if we didn't have o'clocks?
What if we didn't have clocks?
What if we didn't have o'clocks or clocks?
O'clocks.
Meaning like
No, I get what you're saying.
Meet me at 1 o'clock.
Sure, I get what you're saying.
Isn't that a weird old phrase now? Because
I don't know about the o'clock.
The o'clock when we say 3 o'clock. What do we mean by that? We're not referencing. Are we? I guess we are referencing a clock.
Yeah, of the clock is what it's short for, right?
O'clock.
Isn't that right?
O'clock.
Yeah, of the clock.
So
seems to me like I remember that's what it stands for.
O'clock.
Yeah.
Seems like slang. It's like, what is that, German? O'clock?
No, it's not German. I don't know what the root of clock is, but it's, it's a little O apostrophe clock.
Like,
and the apostrophe.
O'Shaughnessy?
No. Oh, for heaven's sake.
I'm just trying to figure out where.
It's like, it's a contraction. It's like did not becomes didn't, and 3 of the clock becomes 3 o'clock.
Oh, see, that makes more sense. No one's ever explained it to me like that.
I feel very proud to have done so.
That's right. I wish you could have gone back in time and saved me this embarrassment.
We could have gone back in time and helped you out, but no.
That's right. This show, you can tell that we have not perfected time travel.
No.
Because of the flaws. Mm-mm. Either that or we're keeping it real. One of those two. I think that's what our new thing should be, that we're keeping it real.
Keeping it real?
We're keeping it real.
Wow.
That's right.
That's a real 90s thing to say.
I thought it's more. Don't people still say that?
Keeping it real? Nah, I think that went out with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, yeah. So do people keep it false? Is that?
Yeah, well, if you listen to either of the presidential campaigns, yes, they do.
Okay. Keeping it false.
Keeping it false.
Hey, that's what we do here at Two M.E.N Podcast. We're keeping it false.
We're keeping it way false.
This really is a persona that we have. It's not our true selves.
No, this is just an act.
Yeah, I think
Phil does not have a gray hair on his head.
No,
he's an Adonis of a man.
That
was implying something, wasn't it?
For a man who has an AARP card, I'm pretty Adonna-esque.
Yeah.
Adonna-esque? That doesn't seem right.
Maybe Madonna-esque.
Madonna-esque, yeah, I'll take that. Hey, Madonna's a handsome.
Hey, she is.
She's handsome.
Well preserved.
So time. O'clock.
The Alan Parsons Project song. Staple of junior high school dances everywhere.
That's right. Did you ever learn how to dance in school?
No. Square dance. We did square dance in PE.
Did square dance in PE. So why was that physical therapy? And why do we need to learn how to square dance?
I have no idea. That was the weirdest thing ever. But I do remember when we were kids, if it was like raining outside and we couldn't go outside for PE or whatever, we did square dancing in the gym. It's bizarre.
I think they were trying to teach us dating skills.
Maybe.
Because
did you do square dancing?
Yes, indeed I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was not.
Swing your partner round and round, do one thing, and throw her down,
do-si-do,
and
bow to your partner.
Bow to your partner.
That's about all I know.
But don't you think they were trying to teach us dating? I mean, or maybe it was basic
dating skills through square dancing?
Well, because where else are you gonna?
Maybe partner swapping. Maybe I don't know.
Do-si-do. I think that was what you did.
It's entirely possible. It didn't help, but sure. Let's go with that explanation.
Do people still square dance?
Somewhere.
But I guess maybe that was a social thing. I don't know.
I think in Oklahoma they do.
Why else would they? I mean, unless that counted as sit-ups. I mean,
it wasn't like strenuously active.
No.
Not really, unless you were incredibly out of shape.
Nobody broke out into a sweat
No,
square
nobody
dancing.
ever sweated while square dancing, I don't think.
So your successful square dancing
My square dancing skills did not.
parlay into anything
No.
beyond that. All right.
How about you? Are you a dancing fool now?
Dancing terrified me and still does. To this day, dancing terrifies
Have
me.
you ever danced on stage?
I've attempted to.
Okay.
It's terrifying. If you were to ask me to be uninhibited in a dancing form, I would not know what to do. Like the girls that you see or the guys that they'll just let loose and they're just moving their body around. It's like that freaks me out. I don't know. Well, first off, I was taught that dancing was a sin, so there's that.
Were you really?
Oh yeah.
Was it that strict?
I was not allowed to dance.
Oh, I did not know that. That's amazing.
I had to negotiate with my parents to go to junior high dances so that I wasn't an outcast.
Wow.
It was a
That
major.
I did not know.
And my siblings that are older resented me.
Did they not go?
No, they did not get to go. I was the first. I was the first one of our kids to go to a junior high dance.
That's amazing.
That shows some negotiation skills on my part.
That's pretty boss. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
So no dancing on stage. You've never really.
I've danced on stage.
You have danced on stage.
I have danced on stage. It's very limited. It's very painful.
Was it a musical or?
Yes, it's
Okay.
a musical.
What
That's
musical
the only.
was it?
1776 and Little Shop of Horrors. By dancing, I really just mean moving around with energy.
Okay.
But there's still an expectation of some elegance or grace there. You know.
One would think, yeah.
And when it comes to acting, talking, performing, or blocking, I'm fine with that. I'll do that all day long. But when it comes to singing, it's enough for me. What I want to do is turn to the audience and go, "Good Lord, I'm concentrating on my singing. I'm trying not to suck at that. Do you want me to also be good at dancing too? What do you want of me? I'm a mere man. I'm made of clay." It's like I can't do it. I can't dance. If I would go back in time, if I could go back in time, I would tell myself to take dancing lessons and to take singing lessons and to take it seriously, because someday I would want to know how to be able to do that.
Okay, so we've ventured far afield from time travel.
We have.
Let's get back.
All right.
Get back to our original premise here.
All right.
Time travel.
I used to love it. The time travel episodes on Star Trek, I always loved. Those were always my favorites. Time travel was something I could believe in without getting in trouble as a kid.
Yeah, because I don't think it violates any kind of
Right.
religious tenets. I mean, it's just science fiction mostly.
Although you don't see many time travel stories about the Garden of Eden. Nobody goes back to the Garden of Eden and tries to take out the snake or something like that.
You forget Hitler. Let's go back and take out the
snake. It's like, that you talk about the ultimate.
That would be the ultimate fix for everything.
Like if you went back in time and you throttled the snake.
You whacked the snake. Or took all the apples, the snake is like, hey, have it. Hey, where all the apples go?
Oh, man.
Have a peach instead.
We've done the Garden of Eden thing several times. But I guess everything would be okay. But then you would come back and everything would be okay.
No, in my history,
timeline, yeah.
I wouldn't. I would come back and things would be unchanged.
Okay, well then everything would be horrible.
Yeah.
We sinned.
Have we sinned?
Well, that's the first,
Maybe we coveted. That's
How
a sin, right? It's been a long time since Sunday school.
Can you name all the 10 Commandments?
Oh, good Lord, no. There's something about ass coveting in there somewhere.
That's 10. That's number 10.
Is that number 10?
Let's see.
Oh, my God, okay.
Between the two of us, let's see if we can figure out the 10 Commandments.
No murder.
Okay, I think that's 6. Okay.
Okay.
No.
No false idols?
No. Yes, there's bear false witness.
Bear false. Is that two separate ones?
I think so.
Okay, so no false idols, no false witness.
The number 1 we're missing. Thou shalt not.
That's 4.
Thou shalt not. Man. Thou shalt not commit
adultery.
adultery.
That's,
yeah, we're
that's
slow
5.
to the.
Yeah.
Slow on that one. Covet. Steal? Steal one?
Maybe. Theft? Is theft? Let's say theft. All right. That's 6.
Let's go on. We're going to call this episode The Working Theory of the
Ten Commandments working theory. Oh, my God. Oh, jeez. Our Sunday school teachers would be so proud of us now.
Oh, but I could name all the books of the Bible of the New Testament.
Can you really?
I can sing it.
In order? Oh, please do.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st Timothy, 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st Peter, 2nd Peter, 3 John, Jude, and Revelation. Boom!
That was beautiful, yes.
It was not beautiful, but it was complete.
It moved me. I was very moved,
That's because-
especially when you said Timothy twice.
Did I say Timothy twice?
1st and 2nd Timothy, right?
1st and 2nd. Well, there's 2.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's
No,
yeah.
that was the highlight. That
was the highlight
climate.
for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
Uh,
Actually, the highlight was when you said Thessalonians, and I momentarily thought you had veered off into Star Trek villains.
Thessalonians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Thessalonians. Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot of people.
They seem like they were somebody that attacked the USS Enterprise at some time.
Yes. Thessalonians.
The
yeah.
Thessalonians.
It's like the Thessalonian Treaty fell apart, and so we've got to see if we could rebuild it.
What is it? I keep wondering. There is something that sounds like that. The Thessalonian Web, isn't that?
The I know you're talking about. It's the original.
Yeah. It's old school.
It was the thing. I hated that episode.
Where
That bored
they had
me.
like this
It was like a grid. It was like a spider web kind of thing.
not a spider web, but it was like an energy web
Right.
holding the Enterprise in place.
Right.
Somewhere there's a nerd screaming at their phone
Yes.
saying that we're idiots.
But that has nothing to do with time travel.
That really doesn't have
It doesn't
anything
have
to do
anything
with
to do
time.
with time?
If you know what the heck I'm talking about, make a post on our Facebook page.
Right.
So let me know what that is, because I don't know.
So how'd they come up with the Stardate stuff?
I have no idea.
So you're a nerd. You have no idea how they
No,
came
I
up
have
with
no.
this?
I'm comfortable with my ignorance. I think we've established that.
I think you're very comfortable. I think you're an ignorance glutton.
In some ways, yes, I am. So comfortable in my ignorance that I choose to live there.
That you choose to feed it. You choose to feed your
I
ignorance.
nourish my ignorance.
It's
my shtick.
oh, that's right. It's your shtick.
Yeah.
Not
right now,
this
I
one.
feel like we've run our
A course.
course. Yes. So let's bring this train wreck to a close and thank all of our listeners for being with us here for another fine episode of the Two Men Podcast.
Yes, time travel. We don't know much about it. I think that's what we've established.
We've established that. Yeah.
We know who Doctor Who is.
Yes.
Star
but
Trek.
You don't know what a TARDIS is.
No. All right, time travel.
Time travel, that brings us to an end of another episode. We thank you for being here with us. I've been one of your hosts, Tim.
And I'm the other one, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Instant Opinion, a game where I give Tim a word and he has 10 seconds to respond. Tim, are you ready?
I am ready, and that was a beautiful intro, Phil.
It was.
Perfectly flawless.
Although I didn't say that you have to give an opinion, but you just said to respond. But you'll get the gist.
You'll pick up on it.
You'll catch up on it. Are you ready with the timer?
I'm ready with the timer.
All right. Vermin.
Vermin. I hear that is the name of one of the candidates for the third party for president. So I'm for that guy because he has a boot on his head. I'm against it because he may have athlete's head now.
Oh, athlete's head. Not a thing we do.
Not a thing I endorse. Vermin Supreme.
Don't interrupt me. All right.
Sorry. Jeez.
Hand sweat.
Hand sweat. God, I can't even think of a reason to be for that. There's nothing worse than getting some clammy handshake from some weird dude, man. That's the worst.
Oh, come on. You're not giving. You're hating on hand sweat.
hating
There's
on
a lot
hand
of
sweat.
there's a lot of hand sweat. There must
What's
be
a
a reason.
pro for hand sweat? That's disgusting.
Lubricant.
But That is probably the most unexpected thing I've heard today.
Okay.
All right, I could be pro that, I suppose.
Flabby jarts.
Flabby jarts? What? All right. What the hell's a jart?
You know what a jart is.
What's a jart?
A
I have no idea.
A lawn dart.
Okay, I'm going to restart that because I had no idea what a jart was.
A jart is a lawn dart. You're not familiar with lawn darts?
No, I'm not familiar with lawn darts. I mean, I have. All right, no, let me take that back. I am familiar with lawn darts. I'm not familiar with whatever a jart is.
They call them a jart later. Okay.
Really? Why? There's nothing in lawn that has a J in it.
They're not a lart. I know that.
They're not a lart. Well, it would make more sense.
They're jarts. All right.
Jart.
Lawn darts.
Why is there a J? This is really going to bother me.
I don't know. Lawn darts.
Lawn darts. Thank you. I am pro lawn darts because you could really injure somebody with them. And at family reunions, a lot of times that's a plus. I'm against lawn darts because it's possible I may be the one that someone wants to injure.
Yeah, that's entirely like we're going to do it later.
It's
All right.
likely.
I'm just going to add some adjectives to the words here just to
spice it up.
Just to spice it up.
I appreciate that.
Sexy, yes. No.
What?
Sexy. No, hold on. I'm going to do this again. Sexy ESP.
Sexy ESP. I'm pro sexy ESP because in my mind that means I would know when someone is ready for sexy time. So that would be like hunting Pokemon. I'd use my sexy ESP to hunt down the people interested in sexy time in my vicinity.
Nobody uses ESP anymore. It's
Really?
gone by the wayside.
That's a shame.
It's like hunting for water with a stick. Nobody does it anymore.
Dowsing.
Dowsing. When's the last time you saw somebody dowsing?
When my grandmother was alive.
Okay, I'm just saying it's not. People don't do it anymore.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
ESP is not a thing.
That used to be considered a gift.
Well, I would think it would be, yeah.
Yeah, if you can douse. Buoys.
Buoys? What's the adjective?
Floaty buoys.
Floaty buoys. I'm pro floaty buoys because sinking buoys, not so useful. I'm against floating buoys because of that ringing bell on the top of them. I find that kind of annoying.
Pink bananas.
Pink bananas. Whoa. I'm not sure how I feel about pink bananas. Was not prepared for that. I'm against pink bananas because that just sounds wrong. On the other hand, I'm pro pink bananas because I don't like yellow.
Yeah. You don't like yellow?
No, I don't like yellow.
You mellow yellow?
That stuff's garbage.
All right. Even the pot.
Mellow yellow's for poor people.
Whoa! All of a sudden,
Step up to Mountain Dew.
all of a sudden, Tim got snobby. If you're Mountain Dew snobby, that's the right. All right.
It's like Dr. Upper or whatever knockoff there is. Spring for some real Dr. Pepper. Come on.
Hopless bunnies.
Hopless bunnies. I am pro hopless bunnies because that means I have a Lucky Charm on my keychain. I'll think about that. I am against hopless bunnies because that is terrible.
It is. It's
Why
horrible.
would you do
Why
that?
would you? I would.
That's
Mentally
disgusting.
disturbing list.
That really
That's
is.
it.
You're bothering me.
Yeah, that's right. Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. I am pro Gilligan's Island because on that island is a pair of the shortest shorts ever to grace a black and white TV set. Dawn Wells as
Yes.
Mary Ann.
Who I understand may be calling you soon. Parlor tricks.
Parlor tricks. I'm pro them because that's where tricks belong. You know, if you have bedroom tricks, that involves money. Yeah, so I'm against tricks in other rooms. Keep your
Okay.
tricks in the parlor.
That's
Where
right.
they belong.
Hootenannies.
Hootenannies. I am pro hootenanny and against hoedowns.
Oh.
Because hootenanny implies like drinking and frolicking. Hoedowns involves like strenuous effort and dancing. So yeah.
And hoe and down.
Yeah,
and
again,
hoe.
goes back to bedroom tricks.
All right. That's all I got.
That's good enough. Oh man.
So this has been Instant Opinion with Phil.
and Tim.
Greetings. I am Alice, highly paid digital assistant to the two moderately entertaining nerds of the Two M.E.N podcast. Want to let us know what you thought of the show? Have a topic you'd like to hear discussed? Feel like demanding your money back? We'd love to hear from you on 2 out of those 3 questions. Drop us an email at twomencast@gmail.com. In the meantime, please rate us and leave a review on iTunes or your podcast service of choice. Also, for all discussions moderately entertaining, you can find us at facebook.com/2mencast. Please join us again next week when we'll be guaranteed to be funny. Or not.